everybody, SharkyHat Gamer here, and today we are doing something different. Pokemon is still going to come up periodically. I am going to actually just start going back to what I originally created this channel for, and that is indie horror games. Right here, from developer Nervous, his name will be on the screen right here, just in case I pronounced it wrong. Link, as always, will be in the description below, so if you want to get this game and try it out for yourself, please feel free to. This is 1900 Gary. This is a game developed for the Asylum Game Jam 2013. It was developed within 48 hours. It is, as the summary on the webpage here reads, this is a short horror adventure about a mysterious entity called Gary and the ghoulish hotline he runs, set over the course of one steamy night in a suburban home in Midwestern America. You play as an unnamed teenage boy with attention deficit disorder. Can you stop Gary's evil scheme and find all 9 endings? So this game does have 9 endings in traditional SharkyHat fashion. We're only going to play through until we get to one ending, as not to spoil everything for you guys. So let's get into this. Let's start a new game here. Overland Pond was certainly full of wonders. I grew up here, so I'm pretty well versed in them. There was a square-mile field that was full of weeds, all overgrown and yellow, gnats and flies all buzzing around. You could sit down in there, and you'd be completely concealed. Nobody on the sidewalk is going to see you, and nobody driving up Quivira or West 111th could see you either. You could probably whack off in here if you wanted to. I tried once after finishing a shift at Subway, but the bugs kept getting in my ears, throwing me off my game. The storm drainage tunnels behind Cobbler Park, me and Eduardo found out if you head into them and make 2 left turns, you come out to a sewer drain that has a clear view of my house. We smoked weed from a 7-Up can from that spot. Sweet. Some old man walked by and started shouting, "Fire! There's a fire in the sewer!" And we ran right out of there. But there was one thing that wasn't so wonderful. 1900 Gary. It started as a joke in our group about this dude who used to live in the neighborhood. His name was, you guessed it, Gary. Dude loved his name. They put emphasis on the love there, so I'm going to remember that. He had one of those nameplate necklaces, you know, like some ratchet girl, like in ratchet girl culture. Gary in 14 karat gold in a dainty little cursive font. Gary vanity license plate. Even his phone number was 555 Gary. I didn't even think you could do that. It wasn't just his name he was proud of, though. He also liked to show off his body. Nary a Saturday afternoon would pass where you wouldn't see Gary hosing down his sports utility vehicle wearing nothing but a Speedo, shades, his Gary nameplate, and a smile. One of our friends, Sean, I have a friend named Sean. It's Ark's brother. Cool dude. Here's a shout out. Made a bit of a hobby out of making prank telephone calls to 555 Gary. He'd call up and say, "Is this 1900 Gary for all of my Gary needs?" Or some crap like that. Gary would get so pissed, and Sean would record his reaction and email it to us. He'd do this in the middle of the night, mind you. None of us found Sean's calls particularly clever, but it was funny listening to Gary getting all worked up. He'd say things like, "Boy, I'm going to get you in my trap, and there will be no escape, because when you mess with Gary, you're playing with fire." One day at school, Sean told us he was going to make the best Gary call yet. He asked us to all be online at midnight just so he can make it a conference call. He really wanted us to hear this for some reason. But at midnight, second floor, my bedroom. Press enter to interact with objects. Press escape to open the save menu or cancel. Hold shift to lightly jog. Try examining everything at different times. You'll never know what you might find. This game has multiple endings. Don't be afraid to try different approaches, but be sure to save your game first. We're going to do just that after that incredibly long exposition. So let's head over here. What is this? The Home Shopping Network is on. It's my favorite. I like the, there's a book here. Scary Stories, The Telephone Repairman. Maybe I should give it a quick skim. Yes or no? Yes, let's do that. Does it say telephone repairman across my chest? He asked me, motioning from his right nipple to his left with a stubby index finger. It didn't say anything across his chest. He was wearing a striped shirt. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to answer, so I left the office. I stepped inside the ladies' room, ducking into a cubicle and sitting on the porcelain throne, preparing for my morning sob sesh, as Cosmo calls it. The tears don't come at first. Like all good things, they come to those who wait, those who concentrate. I remember when I was 5, and my dad said I couldn't stay up to watch Married with Children. I remember the end of My Girl 2. I remember the time I tried to buy Illusion of Gaia, but it was sold out. Nice throwback. It's around then that I realized all my sad memories are solely reliant on intellectual properties, and my tears began to flow. Freely like a river of time, my howling sobs echoing across the cubicle walls in a dizzying demonstration of bathroom acoustics. How liberating, how re-energizing, and so good for the skin. I rubbed my eyes and cheeks in circular motions, giving myself a salty facial. I'll be the envy of the Elks Club for sure. I regain my composure and step out of the restroom. A woman stands across the room, pouring Alpin into a bowl. She's looking in my direction, and she's looking disturbed at that. I twist my reddish face into a smile and wave. I won't lose my job over this. Dots. That was spooky. That was actually really silly. This game, I feel like, has a lot of just humor because it knows what it is. Alright. Connecting. Welcome to OOL. Taco Lover has entered the chat. Butt Blaster 84. Sup, Taco? Bikini 420. Yo. Eduardo Disobedience. Looks like we all are here. Taco Lover. Where's the man of the hour? He'll be here soon enough. Sean never misses an op to mess with Gary. It's from Butt Blaster. I like the game. I like the atmosphere of this game so far, and it's just how silly it is for a horror game. It's like 1 a.m. I don't think Sean is coming. This blows goats. I'm going to bed. Alright, guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. What the heck? Darn it, must have been a power surge. I was just going to go to bed. I should probably reset the breaker in the basement. I can access the basement via the kitchen. Thank you for that awesome in-game hint. Hallway. Okay, so I have to click on doors to open them. Lacey's room. What's the deal? The power just went out all of a sudden. Spooky. There's a book here. The Cursed Milkshake. Maybe I should give it a quick skim. Sure, let's read more silly stories. There are plenty of places to get a good milkshake in this town. Dairy Queen, Bucklebee's, even Big Lamar's milkshakes off I-35. But there's one place I'd recommend you avoid. Just west of South Lake Park lies a run-down old mini-mall. It has all the usual things that you'd expect to find. Chickadee trophies, Apollo wigs, and a liquor store just called Liquor Store. At the end of the strip, though, there is a small shop with no name. Its windows are so dark with tobacco stains that you can't see inside, but a sign hanging on the door reads open 24/7. When you step inside, you'll be greeted by the owner, a small, rounded fellow named Herbert. They say he's an old voodoo practitioner from Branson. Herbert sells nothing but milkshakes of different flavors. He asks you to pick a flavor and pay in exact change only. If you select a strawberry milkshake, you'll spontaneously combust. Holy shit. If you select a blueberry milkshake, all your blood will drain from your body. If you ask for anything else, Herbert will recommend that you leave. I don't know what happens if you don't have exact change. That was toe curling. Is there another spooky story? There's a book here, The Chefronomicon. Maybe I should give it a quick skim. Sure. Have you been invited to a potluck dinner? Before you accept this gracious offer, make sure you've decided on a suitable dish to bring. One quick, easy, and cost-efficient option is the deviled egg. These bright and cheerful embryonic ovals are known to put a smile on everybody's face, and they'll disappear faster than the immaculated corpse in the presence of circling vultures. Emaciated, I think that's what it said. I don't know. Deviled eggs are so ingrained into our culture that they become a symbol of unending love. They are particularly popular on Valentine's Day, because nothing says I love you like a deviled egg, and not roses or chocolates. I feel a dense throbbing in the middle of my brain. Continue reading. Yeah. Recipe for deviled eggs. Hard boil the eggs, cut them lengthwise. Mustard, mayo, paprika, egg yolk. Mustard, mayo, paprika, egg yolk. And it's going to say that repeatedly. Type. I don't really remember what else happened that night. It couldn't have been very important. A few weeks later, it was Sean's funeral. It was a beautiful memorial, and Gary gave a touching eulogy. It was really nice of him to let bygones be bygones. I brought a plate of my signature deviled eggs. They went like hotcakes. The secret was to add a pinch of Tabasco to the egg yolks. Also, don't use too much mayo. Otherwise, they're just runny and gross. Ending 3, Bedeviled. So a book about deviled eggs killed me. Okay, we're going to continue this game in the next episode, because this shit's hilarious. This is SharkyHat Gamer. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of 1900 Gary, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.